Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor in Paradise, a guy's review. This is a recap of the finale. I just recorded my live streams. This is coming out Tuesday morning. The finale recap, the 3-hour-long episode. We'll dive right in. Do me a favor. Hit the like button an odd number of times. Make sure to subscribe because we got a ton of content coming out. This recap, I take notes. I read them back to you. No edits, no jump cuts. Just me, you, and an iced coffee. And then after this video, I'm going to have all of the updates. What all the contestants are saying that got engaged, all the photos, the timelines of the last few months when they were trying to hide their relationship, all that jazz. All right, in the meantime, let's jump right into it. We open on Abigail and Noah chatting. Nothing funnier than breaking up when you're stuck in a themed outfit. You know what I mean? Abigail accuses Noah of pushing her to open up. She tells Noah, "You are not my person." She said, "I want to forget about this and move on." Yikes. I feel like I was watching two different scenarios where he was telling her he loved her and getting nothing back, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm not your guy," and then they break up, and then she's the victim all of a sudden. Noah decides to leave Paradise, says he has no regrets and he did everything he could. I thought Noah was in the right here. Abigail tells her girls she's going home. They're like, "What? It's prom." She's like, "No, I'm going home." And I'm like, did I miss something? How is Abigail the victim and blaming Noah? Leave a comment. I mean, do I need to rewatch this? It's. I get it. I'm picking my home gender here. But he told her he was falling for her, and she didn't respond. Abigail told him that he wasn't her person. I don't know. I might be off. Let me know what you guys think. Cocktail party. Wells arrives in his hottest fuchsia shirt. Everyone's shooketh, as the kids say, after how Noah and Abigail ended. Like, well, if they couldn't make it, nobody could. Everyone thought they were great. Meanwhile, they, were kind of just like, I don't know, not really feeling each other, I guess. Wells announces that he's canceling the cocktail party, and boy, the power that Wells yields. The Wells can give and Wells can taketh away. Anna's pissed off. She wanted more booze with James. They do the, which is, it's nice to have a couple drinks before the rose ceremony. 5th rose ceremony, Joe chooses Serena, Riley chooses Marissa, Thomas and Becca, James chooses Anna, Aaron, Tia, and Ed, McKenna. So no roses for Chelsea and Natasha. Natasha she's got the Bachelor edit written all over her, doesn't she? She says she doesn't trust herself enough when it comes to other people she chooses. "I'm always the one with the short end of the stick. I'm tired of it. The older I get, the harder it gets. Make her the Bachelorette." All right? The morning after, Wells says, "Big announcement in the Rose Palapa." Everyone runs in, and it's Dean and Kaylin. And they were like, "We said it was a big announcement, not just some random alumni that live in a van." We like Dean and Kaylin. By the way, did anyone notice this? They blurred out her nipples. This is kind of weird to know, but like on the Bachelor in Paradise preview of the same exact scene on the Instagram, she had hard nipples. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. But they blurred it out there. And this is why we have body shame in our culture, because of this stupid puritanical world we live in. Like, if someone's got hard nipples, let them show. Like, someone mentioned it, Jennifer Aniston back on Friends. If she had hard nipples, they wouldn't blur that out of the Friends show. So why are we blurring out of a dating show? It just seems weird to me. I know if I have anyway. All right, I digress. Kenny wonders if Mari is too young for him. It's like, bro, you manage a boy band. You're 15 years older, but kind of on the same level. You'll be okay. Thomas and Becca have a heart-to-heart. So we just go down the list of heart-to-hearts. Becca says she initially wrote Thomas off, but he's been a pleasant surprise. Becca wonders if Thomas is too good to be true. Katie's like, "I'll call you and let you know." Becca says that what is best for both of them is not to go to the fantasy suites. Thomas says he's falling in love with her. He starts crying, says the only way to show Becca he trusts her is to leave without her. I'm confused. So it almost sounds like Becca had pre-decided, I'm not doing fantasy suites. I'm not doing any of that. Let's just get out of here and we'll see what happens. And maybe Thomas didn't trust that would further the relationship. But, hey, we'll have to see how it all goes, right? We'll have more videos about that as we have seen Becca's Instagram story and Thomas's after the episode was over. So I'm going to do a full recap on. We're gonna catch you all up, folks. Don't you worry. I know what you're I know you're a little worried out there going, "Dave, but are you going to cover it all?" I'm going to cover it all. There'll probably be a Dale and Claire update too. We got a lot of content. They say the devil works harder, but Dave works harder. But let me tell you something. Does the devil get sleep at night? Because I sure don't. We'll be up first thing in the morning. Thomas leaves and Riley watches from the watch hill. I love this watchtower that they have. They're watching. Riley goes, "We got movement. We got action." Riley's just full Vietnam mode. Boy, we cherish Riley. He is a gift that Bachelor Nation doesn't quite deserve. I think he's one of the greatest out there. Becca, and I know, well, he was mean to so. Yeah, he's a good guy. Okay, he's right more often than not, and he's got good moral fiber. Becca, that's why he's got such abs. That's moral fiber right there. That's why I don't have any. I got dad bod. No moral fiber in this dad bod. Becca chases Thomas down. She says, I don't want you to leave thinking what we had wasn't real and special. So she's all talking past tense. Becca says it sucks that now she's seeing a new side of Thomas. Him saying, have faith in me. She says she never heard from the last two guys she was engaged to. So this is like the most you're going to hear from Becca talk about her previous exes. But hey, sometimes we learn a lot about people in duress, and you saw a guy that was still fighting for you, Becca. So you hold on to a guy that wants to fight for you. All right, we go to McKenna. She chats with Ed. She says she doesn't feel she can be what Ed is looking for. And Ed's like, I just gave you a rose. I could have given it to Natasha. Lots of breakups. This is the Red Wedding episode of Game of Thrones, right? Lots of breakups here. Riley and the boys watching from the watchtower. This must be great entertainment for them. They don't have Netflix. They don't have Stars. They don't even have basic cable. They've got no TV. They're living on a beach all year, and all they can do is bird watch from the watchtower and be like, what's the facial expression? Oh, boy, that's an angry tick. And then the next thing you know, they're reading body language from 80 yards away. Ed goes, you gonna just bail on me? Yeah, bud, them's the ropes. Then Ed looks up at the watchtower and goes, boys, I got dumped. That might be one of the greatest moments of the season. Boys, I got dumped. That would be a great merch shirt. I've been there. Nothing like getting dumped, looking back at your buddies, and they go, don't worry, we'll buy you a beer. And then all is right in the world. Anna and James. I'm surprised Anna likes James. I don't know. I just thought Anna used James for roses. That's what it kind of felt like. Because, right, she wanted to like pursue these other relationships. Everyone was taken. James was like, somehow I'm still here, made it through the whole season. You should get an award for making it through the whole season like that without falling in love. That's kind of impressive. Reminds me of high school. All right. Virginity. Sort of felt she just used him for a rose at first. But then I was like, maybe they'd be a cute match. James says, I don't think I can see us falling in love. We owe it to ourselves to not adjust our standard for what we are looking for, which is a very nice way of saying you don't meet my standard. And it says, I feel slightly led on. The watchtower says, that's a solo James I see. Now they have binoculars. We have solo James. He's on the move. And it says, this stung. I wonder if it stung as much as Anna sharing a rumor on national TV that Brittany Galvin was an escort. An unfounded rumor. I wonder if it stung that much. Karma, it'll get you. James, not that what happened to Anna was anything compared to what happened to Brittany. She, like I said, Anna seems like a nice person, but the damage is done. Jesus Christ, what did she do? James, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back about 1,000 videos. I covered this story. James and Aaron have a bromance. James asks Aaron to carpool with him back to San Diego. He asks Aaron, he's like, are you going to dump Tia? Because if you dump her quick, we can beat rush hour traffic. And Aaron goes, give me a minute. Probably the funniest moment of the episode. They call him Tweedledee and Tweedledum. They bounce Paradise in the most epic way. James says he found love in Paradise. Hey, look, a bromance counts in my book. Bromance is love. We don't need gender specific. We don't need this heteronormative culture to tell us what love is. If you want to piggyback your bro across the sand, you do you. It's 2021. For God's sakes. James and Aaron had a bromance. We got all that covered. Tia leaves Paradise dragging her suitcase across the sand. See ya never, Paradise, she says. Of course, Tia got dumped by Aaron. She didn't care. They weren't together. They kissed, no big deal. Right? He's like, I'll give you my number. We'll see you later. Bye. That's a 26-year-old if I've ever seen one. Riley and Marissa have their heart-to-heart. Marissa tells Riley she wants the fantasy suite. Riley gets all dramatic. He pretends like he's about to dump her. He's got that stoic face. And then he says, I'd love to take you to the fantasy suite. And she's like, oh my gosh. They have a whole thing. And then they like call the guy, like, we're going to need all the whipped cream. Whatever's left, get more of it. Go to Trader Joe's. Give me the coconut whipped cream. I have I'm lactose intolerant from all the toes I've licked that have whipped cream on them. Joe and Serena chat. It's a weird season, folks. Joe, did we kill or did we not kill it? Really, congrats to you guys, by the way, on such a fun Bachelor in Paradise season. Bruce commented in my live stream. He goes, Dave, you told me you were going to have nothing to cover. And, of course, every day I've got 17 videos coming out of my ash. Lot to cover on this season. who knew it would be so dramatic? I mean, first paradise since the beginning of the pandemic. I mean, people were ready to sling their sallies and bump some Harrys. Joe and Serena chat. Joe says, it's been worth it because of you. Happy I let my guard down and allowed this to happen. Serena says, you are the only guy that gives me butterflies on the beach. She says, hey, Joe, I'm in love with you. And he goes, I was going to say it later. I had a whole plan. She's like, I said it first. Wow. Serena cries, happy tears in the confession. Hey, they're looking pretty good, guys. Good looking couples. I'm not crying there, and it's. I mean, truly, I'm not. I think a bug flew into my eye. All right, 3 couples left. Kaylin and Dean sound like a public access news channel. They're like, time for the fantasy suite. Say your goodbyes, pack up for your overnight dates, and bump your Harrison on top of that like button, if you don't mind. Do a little bit of all that for me. There it is, folks. I thought they did fine. People were saying, oh, they're a little robotic. It's like, oh, they came into a new setting. Maybe they were nervous. Give them a break. Come on, they're just humans. They're not actors. If they did too good, you'd be like, I feel like they were too good. It's like, all right, here we go. They live in a van. So they actually have a nice house in Vegas, I think, right? So the fantasy suite is just a nicer boom boom room. That's what I'm assuming, right? The fantasy, because it's like they already had the boom boom room. Now it comes with a hot tub, I guess. So it's a nicer fantasy suite. Kenny says to Mari, coming to paradise has changed the whole course of my life. Kenny tells Mari that his family doesn't really share their emotions well, but then he says to her, I know that I love you. So all season long they go, well, I'm thinking about possibly falling in love and this and that. And now we have the hard L word, I love you. Then it's Riley's turn. He goes, I know for certain I love you, no question. This is it. She returns it with saying, I love you too. It's all in the bag. You have 3 couples saying they love each other. It's kind of hard to imagine anything but 3 proposals at this point. Kenny brings out the naked taco time. Riley has the whipped cream canister. And Joe suplexes Serena onto the bed. Careful. Listen, I tried to throw my lady onto the bed recently in a fit of passion, but we have a memory foam mattress, and I think I jammed her neck. You ever tried that? You have to go, oh, we're being sexy, honey. And she just sticks there like a Looney Tune character that ran into a brick wall. All right. By the way, then they got the next morning, that the clothes are everywhere, the morning after fantasy suite. Listen, let me tell you guys something. If you didn't know this, that's new sex. Clothes is strewn about when you're having sex with a new person. When you've been with someone for a long time, you don't throw your clothes around. You slowly disrobe like you're Mr. Rogers. You just take a shoe off, you put it away, you unzip a jacket, you hang it up. There's no throwing clothes in a fit of passion. If I threw my clothes everywhere, Tasha would be like, you're getting dust on your overalls, whatever. I don't wear overalls. All right, we're digressing. This is fun. I think Mari and Kenny look sexiest the morning after. But look, not to say that the other couples don't look great. Riley and Marissa look a little sticky from the whipped cream. You know what I mean? A lot of whipped cream. That's going to clog the pores there. Joe and I'm not saying obviously the age difference between Kenny and Mari is more than Joe and Serena. But Joe and Serena, it looks like a high school student fell in love with her gym teacher, doesn't it? I mean, is that weird? Okay. It's like an after-school special. All right, Kenny goes, the thing about proposals are they're insane. And I'm like, Kenny, I'm with you. Proposals are nuts. They're nuts in the normal world. It's bizarre. The pressure's insane. And you don't know if they're going to say yes. It's a horrible situation. You know, my YouTube channel is 95% women. Let me tell you something, ladies. You just don't know how nerve-wracking it is to propose. I got mine done in Thailand, and I'm glad I got it done early in the morning so I could get it out of the way. And I say get it out of the way because it's nerve-wracking. Of course, we cried, we were happy, we hugged, we videotaped, and I almost fell off a thing. I'm sweating through my linen shirt, Dave. But the whole thing was quite it was quite an experience. By the way, at the end of this video, I'll play for you my Almost Paradise. And you want it now? You know what? I'll play it for you right now. Is this one? So I didn't really, I showed this more on my live streams, but I wanted to show this for you guys now. So check this out, guys. Here it is for you. One last time.
Almost paradise. We're knocking on heaven's door. Almost paradise. How could we ask for more? I swear that I could see.
You know, speaking of linen shirt, Dave, that's where he was. I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you because I share it with a live stream, but not everyone watches the live stream. So that's also, I think it's on my Instagram somewhere, at DNeal, so you can find me there. Show updates. I have a show next Friday in North Hollywood. I'm going to ask Becca Kufrin to go. I just heard she moved into North Hollywood. So, hey, Becca, if you're watching, next Friday I got a show. You can bring Thomas. Don't sit in the front row. I hear he's tall. All right, so let's get into it. Kenny goes into the proposal. Kenny hugs her. He gets down on a knee and he says, "These old bones here." I hear you, Kenny. I hear you. When your bones are too old to propose, you better say yes. You don't have enough knee strength to go through another proposal. So she said yes. It's huge. The ring. And also his bulge in those tight pants. Marissa's turn. Riley says, "I've gone from city to city, state to state, and now country to country for something special. That feeling is love." He says, "But I just need to be sure." And then he does this weird dramatic pause, and she thinks she's about getting dumped. And then he gets down on a knee. Big Riley coming through. She said yes. That's 2 she said yeses. Joe, your turn. Kendall arrives. Joe laughs. Yeah, she's like, "Hey, butthead." She says she couldn't leave the beach without fully expressing to Joe that she's happy for him and Serena. She says, there's always a part of me that will love you. He says, "I think you're a catch. Now catch an Uber and get the heck out of here. What are you doing?" Serena arrives, says Joe made her feel comfortable. And then Joe says to Serena, "I don't see myself not wanting to wake up by your side." And I'm like, how many double negatives? I don't see myself not wanting to. So I see myself wanting to wake up. What? She's like, "Listen, I don't know what you're trying to say, but are you going to propose or not?" Joe asks Serena to marry him, sort of gets choked up you can feel that masculine choke up where that repressed Midwestern energy. It's hard to say. Oh man, did I get choked up? I blacked out when I proposed. It was, she was like, "I don't even remember what you said." I'm like, "Me neither. It probably wasn't good." I wrote down a script and I probably bailed on it. Serena says, "My family's going to kill me," because obviously, you got to get the father's permission and this and that. It's like, yikes, whoops, a weird way to start. "I went to Mexico 3 weeks later. I'm engaged. Sorry, Dad." All 3 couples toast to many more special moments. Well, let me know what you guys think about Kendall interrupting the proposal. It's like, look, they teased it. I mean, it's all production. They're trying to give Kendall a potential bachelorette. I think it's going to go to Natasha, but bachelorette that should be. But it's a whole year away, so who knows what's going to happen. By the way, at the end of this, they did a preview of Michelle's season. I'll make a separate video about that. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Some people think they're subscribed because you watch all my videos and you realize you're not. If you've watched more than 7 of my videos and you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, get on the subscribe. I want to get the silver play button, and it helps build the channel. All right, so they do an epic montage of bloopers, sexiness, cake on fire, makeouts, toe licking, Tejuan sweating, naked volleyball, naked tacos, bromances. Becca and Thomas are in love. Noah and Abigail are in love. Dale's like, "What about me? What about you, Dale?" There's so many different love stories happening. Aaron and James, they live together in San Diego. Come to one of my shows. So lots going on there. We're going to break all this down in the next video. So we'll show all the social media of what everyone's saying. Obviously this was filmed 2 months ago. So a lot has happened since then. Becca Kufrin has a really great Instagram TV that she made of her and Thomas posted, actually kind of spoiled it earlier today, a photo with Becca. So we'll share all of that. We'll share Joe, Serena, what everyone's saying, Marissa and Riley, and so much more. So make sure to subscribe, and we will see you guys out there. Thanks again for such a great season of Bachelor in Paradise. I'll be covering Bachelor in Paradise Canada starting this following Monday, and then we'll have Michelle's season of The Bachelorette coming the following week after that. So it never ends. Let's hit the end of the year strong. See you guys in a little bit. Bye now.